Welcome to RealTalk Tambayan, ang tambayan ng totoong kwentuhan. Tambay tayo, kasama kami, Marie and Jordan, as we talk about anything and everything under the sun. Whether it's trabaho, love life, life hacks, struggles, healing, or just life in general, tambay ka lang and let's talk real. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to our very first installment of our series that we are calling Navigating Unemployment. I'm Marie, a recruiter by trade, job seeker by circumstance, and now podcaster.
And I'm Jordan. I was unemployed for almost a year. Pero ngayon, working na uli. Kaya excited ako to share real talk, tips, at experiences sa job hunting journey.
Okay. So in this series, so for anyone na na-lay off, nawala ng trabaho, o naghahanap pa lang ng bagong opportunity, alam naman nating hindi madali, di ba? And we want to make you feel seen, heard, and supported.
So let's dive in with honest kwentuhan. Kasi nakalagay sa script, no filters. Pero baka magkaroon ng filters kasi hindi naman natin gustong ibunyag yung mga taong hindi naman natin kaharap. So,
Tama.
let's start with our first segment, which is what most of this installment is going to be about.
Okay. So, let's start with the moment na na-lay off ako. Right? So ako, recently lang, it hit me hard. Parang shock talaga. Right?
So, let's talk about the circumstances of that because fortunately for me, that is something that I have not yet experienced, and now I know na ikaw you have in your previous line of work, which let's talk about what your previous line of work was. You were a recruiter.
Yes.
Correct?
So, yun na nga. Nung ako, syempre as a recruiter, ako pa nga yung nag-hire, nag-offer ng job. But now, I'm now on the other side of the fence. Yung biglaan, I felt embarrassment. I felt lost. Tapos may self-doubt pa. Na-feel nyo rin ba yun? Right? So, parang iniisip ko ng time na yon, what did I do wrong? Kahit alam mo sa puso mo na it wasn't personal. Right? It was a restructure. It was a company decision. It has nothing to do with yung work ethic mo, how you did your job and things like that. Pero it still hits you like, you know, para kang hit by the bus. Yun ang sabi nila dyan.
And at saka so in your previous line of work, you were usually you know that things like this happen. Pero yung emotion that came with it was, were you surprised dun sa naramdaman mo na na yung katulad ng sinabi mo na embarrassment, na surprise ka ba doon kasi you also used to do seasonal work that means that you get laid off from time to time, right?
Yes. Meron kasing mga seasonal na yung talagang expected mo na matatapos ang kontrata. Meron talagang ups and downs ang recruitment, seasonal. Pero this time around, and most people experience, is yung bigla ka na lang na lay off. And then the next thing you're thinking is you realize your self-worth. Yung connection mo sa job, because you basically put in all your time and effort sa trabaho. Pero eventually, natutunan ko na being laid off doesn't mean I'm less valuable, but it doesn't happen overnight. Kasi may stages din yon, may phases din yon. For at that moment in time, yung araw na nalaman ko na nan-layoff ako, it's feeling embarrassed, ashamed. Paano ko sasabihin sa asawa ko? Paano ko i-explain sa family ko na wala na akong trabaho, right? Yung mga friends mo, yung mga future plans mo, lahat ngayon na-cancel. Kasi everything involved money, di ba? Kayong bakasyon mo, it involves money. Yung job hunting itself, it's like another full-time job na, para kang nagtatrabaho pero hindi ka naman nasisweldohan. Right? So you cannot really enjoy vacation dahil wala kang work.
Yeah.
Right?
And also, and I don't know if you want to keep this in, you can edit this later, pero remember, there was a plan for you to have a big celebration for a big birthday. That was, we were talking about that, 5 months ago was the first time you brought it up?
Yeah.
Tapos, this happened. So, of course, something like that is going to, you're gonna have, is going to be affected. You're gonna have to rearrange a lot of your, life.
So, ang plano kasi noon, this year I turned 50. Okay? I'm not hiding that fact. So, to celebrate my golden years, plano ko talaga na magkaroon ng big party. So, that was already months in planning. Pero nga, ito, dahil na-lay off ako, all of that, has to be canceled. And I have to go and, explain sa friends and family, unfortunately, I lost my job. And it's not the time to plan for your 50th big celebration birthday, right? Wala rin ako, kahit na, naiplano na, nandyan ang support ng friends, hindi mo pa rin feel mag-party Kasi, yun na nga, you feel lost, right? So, that could be another topic sa ating mini-series, di ba?
Yes.
Pero yun na nga, dahil you are 50, yun na rin isa sa mga nararamdaman ko na, am I too old for the market? Am I too old for this position, this role? That's another reason sa mga job hunting is yung self-doubt mo, battling ageism, right? So kami ni Jordann will discuss that in another time. Pero napakadami naming topic. Marami kaming gustong ikwento sa inyo So, so we'll talk about leveraging your experience as you age, yung mga technical and upskilling para ma-keep up natin ang sarili natin and maging marketable pa rin tayo. Telling your career story, seasoned and not stuck. But anyways, so balik
tayo dun sa layoff experience.
Yeah.
So like you said, hindi naman overnight mo na realize na I can do something about this, right? But for those who are listening, for you who are aware, ikaw aware ka na that things like this happen.
Yeah.
And this has happened to you as well before, having worked in your previous line of work. How long did it take you to get out of the dump?
So
of the emotional na naawa ka sa sarili mo, or na yung mo na balisa ka, you're lost. Like you said, how long did it take you before you can go, I can move toward something here?
So, speaking in my own experience and disclosure, I also have ADHD. Ang ADHD, it actually adds more to your anxiety, yung worry mo on top of your ADHD. So sobra-sobra na ako sa anxiety, right? So talagang may time na talagang overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed na I don't wanna talk to anyone kasi nga parang feeling down ako, nagsi-self-pity ako, ganyan. But because I have a really good support system in terms of my family and friends na non-judgmental sila, they help me stay grounded, right? So if I need to step away and mag-emote, I'll do that, right? It also helps when I am journaling. So pag nagsusulat ako ng kailangan kong gawin, I like writing down things na gusto kong gawin in the next day or so. Gagawa ako ng list ko, top 10 list. To prepare me kung anong gusto kong gawin. I also do a little bit of walking. Siyempre, kasama na dyan ang prayer. And, to be honest, minsan, iyak na lang. Ilabas mo na yung sama ng loob mo, right? So, get it out of my system. Iyak ko, on my own. Close doors. Tapos, pag natapos na yan, I come out refreshed with a new perspective na ngayon lumabas ako, I have my top 10 list, and that keeps me going. That motivates me to do the next step. Right?
I don't know if this is the same for you, but for me, the moment I realized na there is an actionable item here, there is something I can do. Once I realize that there is something I can do, that usually starts I think I don't want to call it the hope process, because hope is not a process, but I think it's the it starts the process towards I don't know what you would call it, but towards repairing your self-esteem, I suppose. Right?
Yes.
Because once I realize this is the situation I'm in, and this is not for something like getting laid off, but hindi lang naman yun ang experience natin na nakakaramdam tayo ng hopelessness for a period of time. But I don't know kung ganun din yung sa'yo, but ako pagka naano ko na, oh, I can do this. There is something I can do, even if it's something small as tignan ko nga kung ano yung laman ng resume ko. Yung meron lang akong magawa, as long as it's within the line of that regaining my self-esteem in that part of it, say when it comes to employment. Sometimes it's something as little as well, I can do that step, and then that step keeps my hope up for a while, hanggang matapos ko siya, and then okay, what's next?
Yes.
And then what's next? And then what's next? And you move through the momentum of it.
No, that's actually what I'm saying is yung top 3 or top 10 goals mo. Ano yung ini-aim mo na ngayon na na-layoff ka? What are your top 10 goals? Mag-update ng resume, mag-search ng jobs online, mag-network. At the same time, yung bang magbabalita ka sa friends and family mo, o na-layoff ako, by the way, naghahanap ako ng work. So you start your networking that way, diba? So those are simple wins. Little wins na maliit na bagay, simple things na pwede mong gawin, pero it means so much kasi you're spreading the word out, diba? And those are the moments na meron palang magsasabi sa'yo, oh, by the way, meron akong sa company namin may opening. They can use you as a referral. At pag na-hire ka, meron silang referral bonus. Depende yun sa company. But you know what I mean? That's another way of looking at it. Parang yun yung mga hope, little hope na nagbibigay sa akin na, you know what? I'm gonna reach out to this friend. Maraming network yan. And then, yung tao na yan makakapagbigay sa akin ng hope, na paano makapaghanap ng work, or how do I spread the word na naghanap ako ng work. But anyway, so yan yung mga tipong small wins na naiisip ko, and that helps me going na habang wala akong work, yun ang yun ang gagawin ko.
And I just wanna share something. Yung when you are down like that, because earlier you mentioned prayer, right? when you experience something that gets you really down, and then you get a spark of hope, for me, it's iba yung feeling nung prayer of thanks. Pag kunyari, kasi ako, I feel that when I'm about to go to bed for that day. And say, for example, I got one of those small wins that day. And I'm about to go to bed. And I close my eyes and I just give a prayer of thanks. Iba yung pakiramdam noon kaysa yung meron kang hinihingi. Right?
Yes.
Just sharing from my own experience, because although I have never been laid off, I have also been in the position of couldn't find work for a while. And yung alam mo yung may nagreply sa'yo na we want to book an interview with you, and you went through the interview and you feel that it went well, and you go to bed that night and you go, thank you for everything. That's a different feeling.
I think importante yun kasi
And hindi mo siya
wala kang hiningi.
hindi mo siya hiningi, wala kang hiningi. In that moment of time, wala kang hiningi, pinagpasalamat mo lang na whether this goes through or not, thank you.
Yes,
Right?
so yun na nga ang kasama sa aking routine, right? Na everyday, whatever happens, na layoff ako or wala pang layoff na nangyayari, at the end of the day, meron kang times na may hinihingi ka, nagdadasal ka kasi meron kang hinihiling. May times din na, wala na akong ibang hinihiling. And all I need is pasasalamat. Kasi you know what, yung pagiging layoff mo, yung nawalan ka ng work, could also mean a blessing in disguise. Tinatanggal ka ni Lord sa environment na hindi para sa'yo kasi He has a better plan for you. Right? So at the end of the day, all you need to do is, you know what, okay, kayo ang captain of my ship, right? Na just lead me where you want me. Kasi I could be fighting this. I could be crying about this. Pero yun pala, mas maganda pang mangyayari sa akin kasi mas maganda pa pala ang plano niya. Right? That's what always happens, na I keep fighting na I thought that this is where I wanna be, and I work hard. Tapos nawala lahat ng pinaghirapan mo because inilalagay ka niya sa tama. So, in a quiet days, sa gabi, pag malapit ka ng matulog, nagre-recollect ako, iniisip ko kung anong ginawa ko that day, iniisip ko kung sino yung mga nakasalamuha ko. And then I say a little prayer of thanks, na thank you Lord na hindi ko iniisip na mangyayari to, pero kayo ang bahala sa akin. I know hindi niyo ako pababayaan. And He's showing signs of light na, oh my goodness, meron akong in-applyan. I wasn't expecting this. May recruiter na nag-reach out, ganyan, inviting for an interview. Nagpapasalamat na ako doon na, what, all of the things that I did, ito na yung yung hinihintay ko na, oh my gosh, I had someone contact me. At ang nakakatawa pa, I prepared myself to create a very detailed resume according to the job posting na nakita ko, at gumawa ako ng napakagandang cover letter. And in return, nag-sorry sila. I wasn't selected for an interview. Versus the position I applied for na I just sent my resume without a cover letter, yun pa yung tumawag. Right? So, pasalamat talaga ako na, you work something hard for something, tapos yun ang ina-expect mo na may natatawag sa'yo. Pero hindi. Kung ano pa yung hindi ko alam na na, basta lang in-applyan ko, yun pa yung tumawag at excited akong makausap sa phone, right? So, parang feel ko ngayon na they need me, they want me, excited sila sa akin. And dahil dun sa feeling na yan, nagpasalamat ako kay Lord na He's putting me in the right spot, di ba? Na,
Yes.
may hope na ako. There's a glimmer of hope. So anyway, that's another topic. Tingnan natin abangan natin ang susunod na kabanata. I'm still going in for that interview this week, so we'll find out more. I-share ko yan sa inyo.
Yeah. So yung feeling of how am I gonna tell the people around me? Because for me, I didn't get laid off. I quit my job to do something different, right? And to go to school for something different. And that resignation has been coming since the day I decided that I am going to upgrade my skills. So that was an easy conversation for me. How was that conversation for you with your husband, your kids, your parents? And then your friends.
Of course. Not to mention yung mga coworkers mo na nagre-reach out sa'yo.
Oh, yes.
Na, na nandun pa sila. They have that survivor, anong tawag doon? Syndrome. Right? Survivor syndrome. Na the company was going through restructuring. Tapos, isa ako nga sa mga na-layoff, pero meron ka pa rin mga coworkers na naiwan. And of course, they feel bad. So, nag-reach out sila sa'yo. How do you talk to them? Or what do you tell them? Right?
Yes.
Anyways.
Do you just say, I'm okay? All that? Do you just do that practice thing of saying, I'm okay, it's okay? Or,
when you're not okay.
When you're not okay.
Exactly. So, yun na nga, that's when the saying goes, it's okay to be
not to be okay.
Not to be okay, right? Anyway, so yung feeling ko na hindi ko alam kung paano ko sasabihin sa asawa ko kasi syempre hindi lang ako yung nababago ng plans. Magbabago din ang plano ng asawa ko, magbabago ang plano ng mga anak ko. Of course, especially now, bakasyon. My kids are looking forward to vacation, right? Ang asawa ko, syempre, now he has to work double time. Dahil dalawa kaming nagtatrabaho, yung isa nawala ng work, so now he has to do double time. Double of his time, right?
Yeah.
So,
or even if, say, for example, his income level was comfortable enough that you could last a few months
exactly
on one income, or meron kayong savings na naka-accrue.
Isa pa yan.
It's the headspace of okay, we can't be
spending too
much, or the headspace of I'm the only one how do I tell him that there is a possibility that he can't be sick for at least until I can
exactly
yes.
So ayun na nga dahil now we're living off of one income sa aming dalawa, isa sa mga areas na kailangan naming i-put in pause is yung aming finances. Syempre, ang explanation namin sa mga bata, nakapause lang lahat. Of course, they're looking for answers where I don't have any answers at that moment, right? So, the best thing I can do is, you know what, let's just put everything on hold until, something comes along. Yung affirmations na makukuha ko sa aking mga journaling, sa aking mga research. And of course, I look into my husband as my support, my confidant, right? Because ang mindset ko will be reflected on how my husband takes it, right? So, nandyan yung feeling ko na how am I going to explain to him? Magagalit ba siya? Madidepress din ba siya? Magwo-worry din ba siya? But it all depends on how you receive that support from people around you. Kasi merong iba na i-encourage ka na, oh, that's okay, I'll help you. There are others na, oh, that's too bad. What are we gonna do? Kasi ganito rin ako, ganon.
Yeah.
So, building confidence kahit walang work, how are you going to support each other na yung finances ninyo living off of one income, right? How do you continue with your plans na, you still keep your spirits high pero pare-pareho kayong malungkot, right? They cannot be too happy kasi alam nilang malungkot ako, right? But at the same time, I wanna be happy. I don't wanna show them I'm sad and depressed and stressed. Ang anxiety level ko up to the roof, right? So, anyways, lahat naman yan nadadala ko sa aking pagdadasal na lang. I lift it up to the Lord kasi wala rin akong ibang matatakbuhan kung hindi, dasal to keep me aligned, right? Yung strength ko na, okay, how am I going to endure this? Just go with it. Everything I do comes with a little prayer na lang, I think. Because with every prayer I do, doon ako nakakakuha ng strength. Na kapag in my quiet moments, doon ako nakakaisip ng mga little ideas na, oh, wait a second. I should apply in this company. Oh, wait a second. Meron akong kailangang i-update sa resume ko. So, yung mga quiet moments of the day, doon ko na-realize yung mga little reminders na, oh, ito palang kailangan kong gawin.
Do you ever have the feeling of, because this is something that I've always felt, and I heard it said, in certain words, I don't know where it was published, but I'm pretty sure it was a quote that said, at the moment of commitment, the universe conspires to assist you. And sometimes, once the feeling of being down in the dumps, and then you decide to set up and you go, I'm gonna do this, whatever this is. And from that moment, you start counting the small wins. And that's when those opportunities pop up. Another quote that I heard was, luck is what happens when opportunity meets preparation. Right?
Yes.
So, for example, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I certainly have, that in those quiet moments when I'm going, I know I am going to, say, push for a goal. Then something small happens, like let's say I am going to pay down this credit card. That's gonna be my financial focus for however long. I'm gonna pay down this credit card, and then all of a sudden, you start getting things like maybe your lottery ticket wins you $50.
That's when
And
the
then
universe
after-
is conspiring you
to
exactly.
help you.
Yeah.
That, you know what, I'll we'll take care of this one. Or do you remember when actually it's been 2 birthdays of mine now. Last year I didn't have work around the time of my birthday. And then my friends just went, well, it's your birthday, just come over. Because usually I am the one who hosts my own birthday party, and I cook for everybody, because that's one of the things that I love to do.
Yeah.
Is cooking. So I usually cook for everybody, feed people, and they come over to either my grandma's house or my mom's house where there is a lot of space, and and I cook for everybody, and that's my way of celebrating my birthday. But last year I didn't have a job, and the thing that people were saying was, oh, don't worry, just come over and we'll do a potluck sort of thing.
There you go.
And that happened. And then this year, when I was thinking, I was at a certain point where I was still paying down. I was still recovering.
Yeah.
I was still paying down debt, and I was thinking, you know what? Here's the thing: is I celebrate my birthday every year because that is part
Every
of my
birthday is a celebration.
Yeah, that's part of my Thanksgiving for having lived another year, is to feed people. And then I was thinking, how am I gonna stretch my budget and things like that. And then one of our friends went, hey, I booked a group site. We're gonna go camping on the weekend of my birthday. And so which means that, when it comes to the food, it's gonna be a shared expense.
Exactly. And the nice thing about that, I think, I remember I was there, wasn't just a day of partying. It was actually
it was a
day
weekend.
and nights of partying, right? So it wasn't just a one-time potluck event. It was like, dinner, breakfast, lunch, merienda. There's food every 2 hours.
Yes.
Someone is cooking, making something.
And that came from from my perspective, that came from me making the decision, going, it doesn't matter if I'm stretched thin right now. Even if all I give them is bread, I'm going to spend time with the people that I love, and that I'm going to feed them something, even if it's rice with
honestly,
soy sauce on it.
I think what it is it's how you treat people around you, right? You've been so nice to everybody that, you know what, the day that you needed them is, them showing that, we're here for you. It doesn't matter whether you have something or everything, nothing or anything. We're here. All support, right? It doesn't matter if you don't have it. We'll celebrate it anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
and a lot of that happens. That's just an example, but I think I see that pattern happening a lot in my life, where I go, hell or high water, I'm gonna do something towards this goal, and then those little wins start appearing, popping up. Right? And I think there is something to that. To that saying that once you, at the moment of commitment, the universe is going to conspire to assist you.
And I truly 100% believe that, because again, just going back to when I say, in quiet moments of my time, when I do a little bit of recollection, that's when I realized, okay, you know what, there are some common mistakes I've done in the past. I could do better. As a recruiter, what do I look for in a resume, right? I should be doing exactly what I'm looking for, right? So just using myself as an example, again, it's the universe telling me that, hey, you can do this. Yeah. You've done that. You're just on the other side of the fence, right? So now you have something new to bring to the table. Right now, yes, you have something new to compete, right? So anyways, that's when I come up with, tips, actionable items. When I write down things, there's updates on my notes, right? What have I done in the last 24 hours, and what are my next top 3, top 5 action plans? That's gonna help me, land my first interview, right? I'm not even saying land my first job, I'm still in that navigating stage of trying to get interviews. Anyway, so again, some of the things that I wanted to highlight in my new skills since gaining this employment, writing down transferable skills. That's when I also got into a point where, do I really want to continue doing what I'm doing, or do I want to do something different? just like you, Jordan, you did a career change, right?
Yes.
For me, I am at that point. I'm 50. Do I want to do a career change, or do I want to continue what I'm doing in the last 30 years? Right? So, again, that could be another topic on its own, but honestly, it will come, it has come across my mind.
Yeah. Well, in that there is something that I heard. I heard it. It stuck in my mind. I don't remember who said it or when or where it was published, but I remember being told, do not quit on the worst day on the job. Because there's a reason why that's the worst day on the job. It's because you haven't learned how to make it better yet. So in that case, right, when I decided that I was going to stop working in my previous employment, it wasn't because I all of a sudden was sick and tired of how busy things are. That's not the reason. The reason is because there is something else I want to do. And I looked around and I go, I think I've learned everything I need out of this experience. To be fair, I was there almost more than 20 years by the time I actually left.
Wow.
But you look around and you go, I think
It's time to go.
And it wasn't a decision that came out of when I finally left. It was I had taken a lower position because the position I was in when I made the decision to upgrade my skills, go to school for that, was a position that required me to be on call almost 24/7, because it was a general manager position. So anything that goes wrong in a 24-hour, 7-day a week,
You have to be there.
365-day a year operation, I need to be available to give some direction, right? So I took a lower position to make room in my day to do the skills upgrading. And the reason that I finally quit, so I took the lower position and doing the studying at the same time. And the reason that I gave my final resignation to that company is because honestly, my brain was not able to do both healthily at that point, because there's new information plus the responsibilities of the current job at the same time, and they are very different things.
It's a different responsibility. It's a different challenge. It's a different effort coming from, jumping from one, kind of like running the show into being the audience on the other.
Yes.
Without.
Yeah. So
right?
I was expected to make decisions for 8 hours of my day, and then for 4 hours of my day, I was just supposed to take it and learn it.
Yeah.
And
Absorb,
and it's a different field. Now, the reason why I quit is because I can't do both of them together.
Yes.
However,
at some point you will have to focus on one. Yeah.
So that was expected, and it was not because I had a really bad day at work that day, right? Which meant that I keep remembering that. I keep remembering that quote. It's too bad that I don't remember who said it or in what publication, but it was they said, don't quit on your worst day. It's because your worst day at work is your worst day at work because you haven't learned how to make it a better day yet.
Absolutely.
There are those people that they quit on the spot.
Yeah. No, and there are the ones that, this is my first day of the job. It's used it is used as an excuse that, oh, it's her first day of the job, when it's really not. But it's just because it's a learning curve, right? And
Yeah.
that's when unfortunately they decide, oh, you know what, I can't do this. It's just my first day on the job. You haven't really experienced the good and the bad. Do you just experience the bad?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not a good time to quit.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess there was a time when silence was too loud, that when it made you decide that, you know what, I've done this for 20 years, right?
Well, no, it wasn't so much that the silence was too loud. It was that I look around and I go, you know what? I'm holding on to position because of my pride. I'm used to being the boss. Now. There is a I'm not a very prideful person, but there is such a thing as professional
Yes.
pride, right? I'm used to being if I can delegate decision making, that was something that I would do. I always believed in every job is an apprenticeship, right? How is the next people down the line going to learn if nobody is going to teach them? In that job, it's management, right? So if they don't get to practice making decisions, how are they gonna learn when it's time for them to do that?
Run
So
the show, yeah.
so for most of the time, I have no problems delegating decision making as long as it's a discussion between us, right? However, it's that professional pride. I'm holding on to this position because I was general manager. I've been a general manager through some through some very difficult periods of time. But I think I woke up one morning and I went, it's not worth holding on to. It's not worth holding on to just because of that. It's not because of the personal pride, right? And it's not that the job is boring. I like to be mentally stimulated, and it was still giving me that because every day is a different day
And
in
there's
that
no
job.
same day. There's no same 2 days.
Yes, in that job, but at the same time, I've got my rhythms down. The basically the impetus for the change was me realizing, you know what, actually, I don't need to be the boss. I know what that feels now, and it's time to move on to something else, right? A lot of the times kasi, and let's be honest, among those of us Filipinos who grew up in the Philippines, and we might get some hate for this, but our hustle culture sounds different. We have created a culture of you hustle until you become the boss, and then your life is supposed to be easier after that. That is what we are
That's
taught.
what's implanted in our
Yes,
minds,
right?
yeah, ever since.
That's what we are taught, or that's what we taught ourselves, or that's
Yes.
what we heard from everybody, that the boss's
And
life is easy. And for the most part, there are a lot of ways that bosses' lives are easier than the people lower down the ladder, in many ways there are ways that's true. However, the burden of responsibility
Increases.
is something that we don't that our survival hustle culture, maybe we'll let's call it that, our survival hustle culture teaches us is it might be better to be the boss, but that becomes the goal, is to be the boss. What happens after that? Right?
Yeah.
What happens after that? Like,
Is it easy?
yeah, was it easy?
Yeah, was it easy?
No, because at the end of the day, every time a decision needs to be made. Sometimes when I was a general manager, I would get a phone call and it'd be like, "Oh, this machine turned off." Okay, the first question you kind of want to ask, what have you done about it? What have you done about it? But at the same time, you gotta. But when they call asking for direction, when
when they did everything that they can,
when they haven't done. That's the problem. Is when they haven't done what they have been trained to do.
Okay.
And they're calling you already, asking you, what do I do?
Exactly.
But because you were the one who went through the training
and trained with them,
who trained with them, that they
already know
how to do it.
Exactly.
You go to the breaker and you turn it back. You see if that was the problem, and you turn it back on. There's a
Where
protocol.
Is your SOP?
There's a protocol. They know that it's posted
everywhere
somewhere,
and
right?
you usually do your monthly meeting updates too.
Yes.
I'm sure.
Going back to that, not quitting on your worst day.
Yeah.
Not quitting on your worst on your most difficult day. That definitely was enlightening.
Yeah.
And it was unburdening. It was an unburdening of my
not that you don't want to help, not that you don't want to, you still want to keep doing what you love the best. I mean, even if you're not working, it's in your personality, it's embedded in you.
Yeah.
In everything that you do, we're cooking at home, we're camping. There's always something, you always
there is a way of, for example, we're out camping and then everybody goes, "Oh, this is what I'm planning to cook," and the people in the other vehicle are going, "Oh, this is what I'm planning to," and everybody just brings all the raw materials on the table.
Exactly.
And you kind of just go,
"Wait,
okay,
what are we doing?
Okay, what are we doing? Who's gonna do what?" Right? So,
anyways,
still managing.
He's still managing, right? So it's fun to be around, people alike, right? Because in our group of friends, we're managers, right?
Yeah.
So they're all the same title.
Yeah. So in our group of friends, well, I'm gonna say a lot of us became friends because we all worked for a very large corporation, fast food corporation, and we worked there in different capacities. It just so happened that I became general manager. Not that it just so happened. I worked for it.
You work for it,
and everybody else who were in their who had worked there in their jobs, they worked to get to the position that they were in until they decided to move on. I was actually, I think I'm the last.
You were the last.
I was the
Everybody
last.
else
I probably started. I started the youngest, And
15.
I left.
I think you were 15
yes,
years
I was
old. when
15
you-
years
yeah.
old. I started there the youngest, and I was the last of our group to leave.
To leave, yes.
I started when I was 15 years old, and for the next 20 years, 21 by the time I left, that was what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was
Okay.
36, that was when I started learning how to my new that's when I started to upgrade my skills.
Yes.
I was 36.
Well, that's not too bad. I mean, most people will will come to that point where you either make a change, or you feel that you get that calling that, hey, I want to do something different, right? Not that it doesn't excite me, it's just something that I want to learn something new, or something your lifestyle had changed, right? Because I remember we're always having a hard time dragging you on weekend camping or events. And you can't come because you're working, right?
And also because
weekends
sometimes
are busy.
sometimes the people that I work with are going there, and I have already committed to going there, and it's just bad form to also be gone
exactly
at the same time.
And that's what we're saying, that you have to be the
I have to hold down the
leader.
fort.
Exactly. And you can't be the one breaking your own rule.
Yes.
When you say you're needed, you're scheduled to come in, not that I'm not saying to call in sick if you really need to, but weekends are usually the busiest. And you've got to be there, right? So you cannot be a bad example that when your weekend is going to be busier than most weekends, that would be not the good time to not be there.
Yeah, it's not it's bad form.
Yeah.
It's very
Anyways,
bad form. And
so,
to say again, just going back to that, not quitting on the bad day, and one my best friend asks me after I switch jobs, asks me, because she knows she's been through almost the same bosses that I've been through, and so I think she asked me 3 times in the same day. Once I got into the groove of my new job now, and she says, "So are you happy that you changed?"
Yeah.
And I'm gonna share something with you. I said, "No, but I'm content. I made a decision. I followed through with it. I got what I expected out of it. Because happiness is something else. I don't know about you, but for me, happiness is something else. The job, I don't know if that's just the way that we use the word, right? But for me, you don't use something like that when it comes to a job.
So for me, when I say happiness is when I joined another company. So this in my prior years, I was with a company I was so happy with, and then I found myself in another company, and again, it wasn't somebody asking me if I'm happy. Just the self recollection that, am I happy? Like, am I happy the way I was happy with my previous company? I said, no, I'm not happy in my current job at that time, right?
But that's because it was
it was a different happiness.
Okay.
It was a different happiness.
Yeah.
It's not that it was a different happiness. Sorry, I lied. It was I haven't reached the happiness. I was my definition of happiness is I have to hit rock bottom in my job, and when I slowly feel the success, the small wins, the relationship building, the job improving, the job becoming lighter, that's when I that's when I will know I have happiness, because
When you feel that you've gotten better.
when I feel that I've gotten better.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the system, right? You wouldn't say that, that there's a reason why you were hired for that role. It's because it's a mess. You're there to fix it, right? Improve things, do things better, right? And once,
Well,
of
let's
course
say-
you wouldn't be happy, right? 'Cause-
Let's say it's not always, but within your learning curve, they may have established processes, but it's new to you.
Exactly. New to
Right?
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
new to me. So then, of course, I wouldn't feel happy. I feel challenged, right?
Yes.
So once I know I have overcome the challenges and I feel there's fulfillment in my job, that's when I say, okay, I call it happiness.
But I will tell you that might be where I feel the most stimulated, which is the closest
Right?
I will be to happy.
Yeah.
When it comes to a
Yeah,
job,
exactly.
is when I'm learning the job and I am getting it right. That's the closest.
That's the sign. Yeah.
That's the closest I get to actually being happy
Exactly.
in the job. But when it comes to, are you happy that you switched? I don't think so, but I'm content
Yeah.
because what I expected from the switching
Yes.
is what I am getting.
Yes.
So I'm content
Yes.
that way, but I can't say that I'm happy.
That's true. Yeah. Fair. That's fair.
Right? Because for me, happiness is something that you experience in relationships, in the present that you got for Christmas, right? It's
That's
not
different.
something
It's
that
not the
you.
same.
It's not something that you ascribe to your work, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, there's so many other topics that we can continue discussing. I know there's a lot of segues in
Yes.
our discussion for today, but we will come back for more. But thanks for listening. The next series will depend on how you would like us to continue. So we'd like to hear your thoughts, your votes. Comment below, or message us directly on topics you'd like to hear.
Or we may introduce a different series and then we'll bounce back and forth.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's all about what you can learn from us, what you can share. If you'd like to hear more about certain topics that we discussed today, let us know. So we will see you soon. Thanks for
Bye.
listening.
Thanks for listening.